It's your boy Heaven Hollywood back on IE Network. This is the Heaven Hollywood Report. So let's get to it. Somebody lying. So Amber Rose was just on this podcast, right? And she basically told everybody that it was her who got Nicki on Monster. She was dating Kanye West at the time, and she was cool with Nicki Minaj. She said she seen Nicki in the studio, and she said to Kanye, "Oh my God, you got to get this chick on Monster. She is super talented." Let me let you hear what Amber had to say.
I put Nicki on Monster. He didn't know who Nicki was back then. I had Nicki pull up to the studio and I put her on Monster.
Because you guys were, I think me, you, and you guys were super close at that particular time, right?
Right, but she was still coming up.
Yeah, she was.
And I saw her in the studio and I said, oh my God, this bitch is fucking talented as hell. And then I went back to Kanye and I was like, you need to get this girl Nicki on Monster. And he was like, who? What? No, I'm not. No. Mm-mm. And I said, just let her pull up. What's it gonna hurt?
She did a thing.
So he didn't listen to anything that she had done. She just pulled up and like with that verse.
Well, she pulled up and we all had a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
She heard the song and then she came back the next day with the verse.
And he almost wanted to take the verse off.
Because it was too good.
It was too good.
Slid on.
You heard it there out of Amber Rose's mouth. Amber Rose said Kanye did not know who Nicki Minaj was, right? And Amber said to pull up to the studio and get on Monster. And she went back to convince Kanye West to get Nicki on Monster. Okay. Now, let me tell you the story that I've always known. When Nicki was working on Pink Friday, if I remember correctly, because I was up in the studio at the time, if I remember correctly, Nicki was on a phone call with Drake. And Drake told her that Kanye West was interested in getting her on a song on his upcoming album, My Twisted Dark Secret Fantasy. Now, did Amber Rose see Nicki before that and tell Kanye West about Nicki Minaj? I don't know. The way Amber sounded like he didn't know who Nicki was. That's not correct. That's not correct. Nicki didn't pull up to the studio and meet Kanye that way. Because I remember back then that they was talking about how Kanye was actually trying to hit Nicki, like, I don't know whether this story is true or not, but I'll tell you the story I got. Nicki pulled up on Kanye, and Kanye was like dressed in like boxers. He had like, pornographic shit everywhere. And Nicki was like, okay, I didn't expect this. And he kept asking Nicki out to dinner or to lunch or something. But Nicki was like, the vibe she was getting from him was like, nah, he's trying to hit. That's the story that I got. Now, this Amber Rose story, this is the first time I've ever heard this story. But then again, when it comes to Nicki Minaj, a lot of people have different stories. Remember Jesse James not long ago? And then Nicki had to come out and say, no, sweetheart, that's not the way it was. And then she said, oh, I'm sorry. Can this be one of those times that Amber Rose and Nicki Minaj is no longer close? I wonder if Amber got into why her and Nicki aren't close anymore. Oh, she probably didn't get into that, right? I bet you they didn't ask her and say, why did you guys... I'll be surprised if they did. You'd have to go finish watching the podcast, or I got to finish watching the podcast, and want to see if they said, why did you guys, not being so close? I wonder if Amber tell the truth. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's an industry story for another time. But I don't know, Amber Rose. I'm sure either Kanye West, because it seems like Amber's trying to take credit now for putting Nicki on Monster. You see how they do? So the Monster verse has now come back up. And now Amber Rose is saying she's going to get credit. Now, I'm sure Drake is probably like, what? Because if I am not mistaken, right? This is before I really knew about Drake like that. I think like Best Ever Have was on radio or whatever, but we was up in the studio and they were like, yo, Drake's on the phone. This may have been the last time I was in the studio with her, or one time before the last time. And I remember when she got off, she told Safari that Kanye West wants me on his album. Because Safari was with her. And I do remember people saying that nigga Kanye tried to hit when Nicki got there. He had the lights down low. He didn't have he barely had clothes on. And he was watching porn, and he was like, you want to go to breakfast or you want to go to dinner? While he watching porn. And Nicki was like, no, I'm good. Because, she was with Safari, and Kanye didn't know she was with Safari. So, she was like, I remember her telling people that she was shocked or something like that, that how Kanye act. And then I think she told somebody she went to sleep and then she woke up and this dude was standing over her staring. Listen, that story may or may not be true. I'm going to say allegedly. But I think she told somebody that he's really weird. I stood up, I woke up. I took a little nap because I was working in the studio. I woke up and he was just staring at me. He was standing over me, looking at me sleep. So, I don't know. Amber Rose, I don't know. I might have to call bullshit. I hate to say you lying, but I'm going to have to get my impressive on this. I'm not saying Amber Rose is a liar, but I don't believe her. I'm gonna have to hit you with the impressive, Amber Rose. I'm gonna have Nicki Minaj come out and say, she's right. She did introduce me to Kanye, because that is not the story that I've always known. Anyway, again, maybe Amber told him to put her on Monster, and then he told Drake to get in contact with her. Maybe. But the way Amber said, oh yeah, then she just pulled up because Kanye, I would have believed the story of maybe he contacted Drake after Amber convinced him. However, Nicki Minaj had already said she had to convince Kanye to keep the verse on. Nicki said she had to convince Kanye to keep her on Monster. So Amber, your story ain't adding up. Your story ain't storying. That's the story I always got. But hey, it's your boy Heaven Hollywood for the IE Network. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share this video with your friends.